So. We know what the big idea of a campaign is, but what does that look like in practice? Like, okay, I kind of knew all that, Aaron, is what you're saying. But what does it look like in practice? Like, how do you really do it? So the image shown is an example of what goes into a high level state campaign. Smaller campaigns, say for city office, are typically pared down versions of, oh, I'm sorry, I missed the slide. My bad. Um, so that's what a big campaign looks like, right? You see all of the different positions and you see that the candidate actually is kind of outside the campaign organization. Smaller campaigns, say for city office, are just basically pared down versions of that campaign. And most campaigns, it's important to note, are operated by volunteers. On large campaigns, all those positions that you see might be paid, but I can tell you, especially in Alaska politics, a lot of those, especially when you're talking about canvassing and doing small events and office work and stuff like that, it's run by volunteers. Without volunteers, a lot of campaigns wouldn't happen.
Absolutely. And as you're listening to this and looking on the screen, think about your particular skill sets. If you're someone who is interested in participating in a campaign or educating others on what a campaign looks like, take a look at this. And this is a very broad uh, outline of what a campaign actually looks like, but see where your skills fit in. Personally, I am not a strategy person. You are not going to look to me to do strategy, but what I can do are comms. I can do media, right? Finance, that's also not my ministry. Just thinking about my own personal finances, that's not what I was made here to do. I'm not here to do that. That's not what what is for you will find you, and being a finance director has never found me. But there are different things you can do, like literature drop, office work. So if you're someone that wants to put up signs, awesome. If you are someone that wants to post on social media, if you want to do data entry, so being the person that takes all of the people that have signed up to be volunteers and making them digital so that you can create an email list. If you want to canvas, if you want to build yard signs, we have workshops where we just give people art supplies and you make signs for rallies or events that we're doing. And
Mhm.
it's a fantastic way. In addition to serving your community, it's a great way to build and strengthen community. We have made so many strong connections by just hosting volunteering events.
True, true.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the different, let's dig in a little bit and talk about the different portions of a campaign. So, this is obviously point, it's pointing to the candidate, and it's either going to be the candidate or the issues, right? And so the candidate is the face and the voice of the campaign. That might be your spokesperson if it's an issue-based campaign, but let's stick with the candidate model. They're the ones that share their vision and values with the voters, and they inspire trust and drive the team. I'm 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 gonna I quibble with that just a little bit, having worked on a campaign before, is they aren't necessarily one that drives the team. They kind of set the tone for the team, but the
Mhm.
campaign manager is the one that drives the team, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would not disagree. I wouldn't disagree. The candidate is the face.
The
It's the
candidate
person
is the
with the
face.
idea.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's the person with the idea, and also I mean, we keep it a buck here. We keep it 100 every time. This is the person that's willing to take the shots.
Yeah.
Right, because it's not typical that you're going to go after the campaign manager or the person who's putting up the signs. It's going to be that guy or that lady, that girl, that person, that boy. It's going to be the person that is leading the charge. And to heavy is the head that wears the crown. If you decide that you want to be a candidate, then you have to make sure that you are stalwart enough in your belief system to take what's coming. You're typically, if you are elected, when you are elected, you're going to be in a position of great power. And if you can't handle a little bit of heat, It's probably not for you. It's probably not for you.
Probably, no, it's not for you.
No. My
Um,
self-esteem would is not strong enough to run for any type of all you got to
I
say
will
is
tell
one
you
time.
that it's not, they might come after the campaign manager, but the only reason why they're going to come after the campaign manager is to get to the candidate, right? And
Mhm.
so there, we see it all the time that different positions within a campaign might get attacked, but they're really doing it to knock the candidate off their stride. And so like she said, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So if you want to be a candidate, you should make sure that, and we encourage anybody that wants to run, go to run for something
Mhm.
and sign up. But know that it is an ask. It's a heavy ask to be in political office because you're representing people and people are complex. So
And yeah, and one of the things about being a candidate is if you are put in front, it's because people trust you and they believe in your messaging
mhm,
and they believed in you enough, like in a primary, to vote to put you on the ballot. And that's not nothing, right? That's pretty substantial. You have to be able to cast a future, a vision of a future that people want to see, but also align that future with what your constituents want, your voters want. And it's your job as a candidate to persuade people and bring them along with you for the ride. And being a candidate, that's tough in terms of time commitment, right? Um,
mm,
you can't see this as the viewer, but we had access to a candidate's calendar, 6 a.m. reviews notes before an interview. 9 a.m. You're going to a local business to talk to workers and talk about cost of living. Noon, you're going to a fundraising lunch. 3, you're doing social media posts. 6, you're speaking at a town hall in Anchorage. 9:30 p.m., you're debriefing with the campaign manager. And just maybe after that, you get to eat something and get a nap in before you're doing the same thing the next day, over and over and over. And once you get elected, it doesn't stop. And we're not, and I don't, please don't feel like we're trying to scare you out of running for something. Absolutely not. What we are doing is educating people on the realities of this work. This
yeah.
is, it's a lot of work, and sometimes it is thankless. You can do everything right, and there's still going to be someone that's like, yeah, well, I don't like you because dot, dot, dot. So, like, as we talk about this, consider, do I want to run for something or do I want to be in the supporting role? Do I want to be out front? Do I want to be behind the scenes?
Right.
Personally, I'm pretty good at being behind the scenes. Every once in a while, I peek my head. I'm like, oh hell no, this looks terrible, and go and go right back into hiding.
All right. Well,